Hello Capricorns, welcome to your February 2020 love reading. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. I know a lot of people like to check in with their Venus sign to see what's going on in love. So Venus is included as well. What's happening for Cappies in love? February 2020. One more shuffle. All right. Let's see out our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, dears. Your first card here is 3 of Shells. Well, lucky you, Capricorn. We're kicking off your love reading with some fabulous energy. 3 of Shells is going to be what we hear of in traditional tarot as 3 of Cups. So this is going to be celebrations, as it says right there. Celebrations, get-togethers. It can also indicate engagements and things of that nature. So there could be something happening for some of you where there is, you know, a proposal or something coming your way. However, I'm feeling a very strong social vibe about this, a very strong social vibe. And I feel a lot of the Capricorns, at least a lot of the Capricorns that I know and a lot of like what I have seen from feedback in the comments as well in previous videos, a lot of Capricorns have really been working on themselves. I know Capricorns are coming out of a rough patch, and love is like, I don't want to say take it or leave it, but you know, just kind of like maybe something that a lot of Capricorns haven't necessarily been obsessing about. You know, like they've just had other things on their mind, and you know, if love comes in, wonderful, but not necessarily like chasing after it or chasing after social energies. But with the 3 of Cups, it's saying there could be a shift for Capricorn in February where some of you are beginning to get out there again, like beginning to socialize, beginning to have a good time. But the thing that's great about the fact that you've got 3 of Shells or 3 of Cups coming up, traditionally, not only is it about associating, but kind of like finding a sense of community, like your kind of people or your vibe. So if you're a Capricorn where you've just kind of felt like kind of blah, like with your old friends and stuff for a long time, where if you do see them or if you do hang out with them, you're not really enjoying the conversation or you're just not clicking like you used to, I do feel a lot of you Capricorns are finding yourself coming into a new social circle in February, and that for many of you there will be a significant love partner coming in through this kind of like trail of new people you're encountering. And for many of you, it can lead to something in terms of, you know, engagement, right? So obviously, if you're like completely and totally single and there's nobody in your life, you know, it wouldn't be that you're going to have somebody drop down on one knee in February and be like, oh my God, Capricorn, marry me. Or you're going to drop down on one knee and ask somebody to marry you. But it could be that in February, you are beginning to take the steps on the path that are leading you to this person, okay? If you are in a committed relationship, this is going to indicate that you guys are going to be bonding through socializing together. You guys are going to be bonding through spending time together. I feel for some of you Capricorns that you've been in relationships, a lot of the issues or tension in your relationship may have been more so from people outside of the relationship, not so much, you know, between the two of you. And so you all might be kind of getting out there and finding a new group of friends together, or just kind of finding people who are going to be more supportive, less invasive, people who can mind their own business and not get in your relationship. And you know, so some of you may be kind of bonding in that way with your partner. Your next card here, my dears, is 6 of Shells. You guys have all this water energy coming in. So Capricorn, if you've got water in your moon or in your rising, that is definitely energy that might be coming in for some of you in the month ahead. In the month of February, there could definitely be a lot of water energy coming to the surface. If, I don't know, some of you could be with a water sign because we got all these shells here. But it could also just indicate that you're going to be in the realm of emotion. You're going to be in the realm of your feelings. 6 of Shells here is listed as joy, so it could definitely be positive, happy experiences, especially with that 3 of Shells. But, you know, Six of Shells or Six of Cups, as we traditionally refer to it as, could also indicate that you have somebody returning from the past. Okay, somebody returning from the past. So there could be somebody that's wanting to reconcile with you, or somebody that you are bumping into from the far, far past as you're kind of getting away from your regular friends and stuff, and as you're going into a new circle. You may be bumping into someone. And I don't know why, but it made me think of, right now when I said this, it made me think of the movie Big Fish. It's a Tim Burton movie, and it's very, very fantasy, very, very imaginative. And there's really cool, like, you know, themes and symbolisms and things like this in the movie. And there's a lot of stuff happening where there's the theme of, like, you know how sometimes in life we're too early for something, and then sometimes in life we feel we're too late for something. You know, it's like the Lumineers song Cleopatra. I was late for this, late for that, late for the love of my life. But when I die alone, I'll die on time. I was very, very, very emo. But just the whole thing of, like, just feeling like timing has been an issue for you in your love life. But with that Big Fish movie, there's this whole theme of, like, being too early or being too late. And then kind of, like, when the time is right, things just kind of line up and you're on time. Like, when it's time, it's time. In terms of, like, love or meeting up with people. So Capricorn, some of you are going to have something serendipitous like this happen. You know, maybe there's somebody that has crossed your mind from time to time, but it would feel to me in this instance, it's maybe someone that it was like a what could have been. Like, man, I really wish I would have gone for that person. Or I really wish when that person was trying to get to know me, I would have let them in. But there was just too much going on, or it wasn't the right time. So it just made me think of that movie Big Fish. So I feel like you might be kind of encountering each other in a place you wouldn't expect. Like, oh my goodness, I know you. I remember you. But in terms of somebody returning from the past, it feels like a missed connection. Like there was this missed connection, and now the universe is kind of bringing you guys back together again. That's the feeling, that's the vibe I'm getting from this past energy. You know, but definitely kind of returning to some I don't know if I want to say unfinished business, but just something you didn't get to explore. Something you didn't get to explore. You know, Six of Cups or Six of Shells sometimes could also be that you're beginning to feel at home with like a certain group of people or a certain person. So there's that element and that dynamic as well. The next card here that you guys have, Cappies, is Four of Gems. And this says possessiveness. So this is what you're going to have to look out for, Cappies. And it does not surprise me a single bit, okay? It says possessiveness here. Four of Gems, or as we might know it in traditional tarot as Four of Pentacles. What happens a lot of the times is when we spend a lot of time working on ourselves and we're not focusing too much on love and relationship. We're like, yeah, you know, love, I could take it or leave it, whatever, right? We're just kind of busy with ourselves. And we do a lot of healing. And so that we feel ready. We feel confident. We get out there. We're like, okay, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for the relationship. And I'm ready for things to go well. And then we encounter somebody that we really, really like. Or we stop taking our partner for you know, just kind of, you know, being used to having them around. And we start to reconnect with them again. And we start to establish and revive that genuine connection. It's like when we start feeling and we start letting somebody in emotionally, we begin to see the bits of us that maybe aren't exactly 100% healed, or our vulnerability comes to the surface and we get a little bit clingy. We get a little bit worried about losing this person. Now, if it's not you, Capricorn, you might be like, nope, I'm good. Like, you might be like, I'm fine. I'm not vulnerable. I'm not feeling overly vulnerable. I'm not feeling clingy. It could be the person that you're dealing with. So understand and know this. If you do have somebody who's behaving in a clingy way or in a possessive way, They're worried about losing you, especially if there's like this missed connection. There could be a temptation to like, oh my gosh, like I didn't think I was going to have this opportunity again. Here you are. And there could be like some, you know, just like, you know, clinging very tightly, not wanting to lose this opportunity. So if it's you, you know, kind of remind yourself that, you know, everything is okay. Things are happening. You know, this person might be back, you know, for a specific reason, and to have faith in that, and to just kind of talk yourself through the vulnerability. If it is the other person, you might have to be reassuring to them. You know, you might have to kind of remind them that, hey, you know, everything is cool. If, you know, don't worry, you know, I'm not going to disappear on you. If I didn't want to talk to you, I'd let you know, like, you know, you might have to kind of give some reassurance to this other person. Okay. 4 of Gems could also indicate, like boundaries, you know, having to learn to let your walls down, you know. So maybe some of you are wanting to let somebody in, but like it's not coming without effort. Like you're really having to put that effort in to say, okay, yeah, I want to let this person in, but I got to bring the walls down. The next card here, my darlings, is 8 of Shells. Wow. Okay. So, lots of water energy, and this is a thoroughly shuffled deck, let me tell you. So I think it's very interesting that you've got a lot of water cards coming up here. You're going to be in your feelings in February, Capricorn. You're going to really be in your feelings, okay? I think it could be a very good thing in that with all the shells coming in and the particular shell cards that are coming in, it really feels to me like you guys are on the path of manifesting a true abundance, okay? Manifesting a true abundance. So what I mean by that, to be manifesting a true abundance, is not just the finances and the money, but the emotional fulfillment. And I feel that is something that a lot of Capricorns have been struggling with for a while. I think more so than the finances, it's just been feeling like emotionally full or emotionally soothed by anything. And so 8 of Shells is a card that comes up when we go through kind of the spiritual awakening and we begin to connect with the higher self, when we begin seeking fulfillment in this way. 8 of Shells is talking about sacrifice here by this particular creator. Now, it's not typically a card, 8 of Shells or 8 of Cups, that I associate with sacrifice, but I want to honor the creator of the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the lovely little book here. Oops. and see how they're defining it. So it says 8 of Shells, sacrifice. You need to be more aware of the physical, mental, or emotional sacrifices that are or will become required regarding what you have asked about. It could be worth it, but you may need to seek a person or cause more worthy of your efforts and sacrifice. Work on your tendency towards shyness and withdrawal by not taking yourself so seriously. You or someone you love may swing from sudden outbursts of crying to emotional frigidity and back again. It may seem that you are going through a dark night of the soul, but you are actually learning about self-love and self-nurturing. Now, Capricorn, you guys have already been in that element for a while, okay? So I feel like this is what's happening. I feel there's a missed connection that's resurfacing, and you're having to decide if this person is worth the sacrifice of letting somebody in right now, right? Because you guys have been on such a journey of self-discovery. You guys have been on such a journey of self-improvement, like just working on getting your life together, working on achieving your goals, that it's like, okay, is this the person, you know, that I want to let in? And I do feel for some of you, Capricorn, I'm not going to lie, I feel like this is a really massive decision in which you've become very comfortable with your life and you're trying to figure out, do I want to sacrifice my comfort? Do I want to sacrifice my freedom to let somebody in? To like let somebody in for like a living together type of relationship, or a marriage kind of relationship. If you are in a relationship, you may be looking more closely at the sacrifices that you've made versus what you have gotten back. And so you may be kind of thinking about that Three of Shells energy. Like, I want to have fun. I want to have happiness. I want to feel fulfillment, right? And so you might be addressing those things. Like, you know, what your deal breakers are going to be, what you've given up, what you're getting back, what you need. You know, if there's anything that you feel is not fair. I do feel, Capricorn, there's like a little bit of a defensiveness in that case, where you're just like, you're not wanting to get taken advantage of. You're not wanting to get taken for granted. So you're just kind of trying to make sure that things are on a even playing field, so to speak. Okay? The next card here is we have Two of Gems, which is change. Okay? So it's to say here is change. Two of Gems could also indicate a lot going on. I really feel like some of you are dealing between two people. Or two options. You're having to make a choice between, you know, your freedoms, your joys, your pleasures, and an existing relationship. Or this missed connection that's coming in, what may be happening is this person may be on the fence of their relationship, and they're wanting to be with you, but they're just wanting to know that it's going to be worth the sacrifice. Like, if I leave this, if I embrace this change, if I leave this other relationship, I want to make sure that, like, you're not going to be going anywhere. So they may have some walls up in that way. I just feel there's a crossroads here, and I feel that this person that's coming in is going through their own crossroads, and it might not be an easy decision, an easy choice to make. I'm going to look at what the creator of this deck is listing for Two of Gems as well. Like I said, Two of Gems is going to be typically what we know of as, you know, two of coins or Two of Pentacles. And I've never really associated Two of Pentacles or Two of Coins with change. So I want to honor that. I want to honor the creator of the deck, and I want to honor their interpretation of the cards. So Two of Gems, it says, you or someone you love must cope with constant change and or busyness. Stay centered and flexible. Keep yourself informed. Allow yourself to be whoever you want to be with whomever you are with. Now is a time you may want to keep two or more relationships going rather than focus on just one. Keep your options open while you take the time to figure out how you really feel. Stay busy and involved in a variety of activities. The issue you must focus on now is how to best juggle relationships, career, and family. You might meet someone special under extraordinary circumstances. So that to me confirms the feeling that I felt about, like, a mixed connection, kind of surprising you, like, whoa, fancy meeting you here, right? It could be an entirely new person that you feel a massive connection with, that you're very surprised that you met in the way that you met. But, you know, like I said, a lot of you are kind of feeling more social, getting out there after a long time. So Two of Gems is saying that you might decide that, okay, I want to get to know this person, but I don't want to get tied in. You know, I don't want to, you know, hurry up and rush into, like, you know, okay, this is going to be my person. So definitely options here to get to know more than one person, to just kind of keep your options open. I just feel there's this thing of, like, just wanting to get out there again, whether you're leaving a relationship and you're finding yourself, or you've been single and working on yourself and you're wanting to, you know, get out there again. I do feel somebody's coming in February where there is definitely potential for something long-term, definitely potential for something very stable. But again, you may not be rushing into it. You might feel like, well, let me get to know a few people. Let me just kind of keep an open mind about this, okay? And there could be an element of sacrifice. Like, you're trying to figure out what you're wanting to give up. That person might be like, well, I want to get to know you, but, they might be needing some reassurance, that kind of energy. It's going to be different for different ones of you. I'd encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others, or even your Venus. Some people like to watch their Venus for love. And sometimes that can bring a little bit of extra information or bring in some clarifiers because it's more specific to your specific personal energies. If you would like a private reading, I'm more than happy to, read for you privately. I am having a sale for a limited time to say thank you so much for 88,000 subscribers. A lot of people have been asking me to do a discount, like a sale on the videos, which I haven't done in a long time. So the 60-minute videos will be practically almost 50% off. Instead of 150, they'll be 88. And then I do have other options too. If 88 is too steep, I know, I understand. There's other options. There's more affordable options as well. And if you just want to keep watching the free videos, please, 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 every single week, feel free to check out the weekly forecast, the monthly angel messages, the monthly love messages. And if you'd like something on a daily basis, please be sure to follow Amethyst Angellight on Instagram and Facebook. I post a card of the day there. I do a fun little pick a card game there. I'm going to be posting more affirmations and moon meditations and things like that on the social media as well. So please be sure to check those out as well, my darlings. I'm wishing you a fabulous month.